X-Men 97, 10 episode series, season 1. Man, oh man. The continuation from the original X-Men cartoon from the 80s, I believe, 90s. I'm not really sure when it first released, but going back to young Coda's childhood. Saturday morning cartoons. Me, my bowl of Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, Captain Crunch, whatever it be. My Saturday morning cartoon lineup, I remember this vividly, was always X-Men, Batman the Animated Series, followed by Spider-Man, and then I usually went into Power Rangers. Best times as a kid ever, waking up on Saturday, just watching your cartoons, knowing you have nothing to do. Life was so much simpler. Didn't know what to expect with X-Men 97. Was excited. The few teasers that they showed some pretty cool stuff. I remember the one teaser where it shows Gambit using his powers to light up Wolverine's claws and use them. Thought that was pretty cool. If you remember back then, those cartoons back then were just a little bit cheesy, but they were still fun. They were good. Safe to say, this is probably some of Marvel's best content I think we've had probably since Infinity War. Folks, X-Men 97 is just that freaking good. This show is perfect. There's not one episode that is boring. There is a little bit of a filler episode that focuses on Jubilee. Personally, I'm not a big Jubilee fan. I think her powers are really lame. However, it's a pretty good episode. Her and Sunspot are in a video game world where if you die in the video game, you die in real life. It's kind of boring, but every episode just felt so epic. The storyline is very good. It gets very dark. The animation in the show, animation is so cool. They made it look so good, so crisp, so clean. However, they did something to make it look like it's still from the original X-Men show, which I thought was really cool. We'll get into spoiler territory talking about the plot. Basically, mutants are being hunted, as usual, from the humans. Magneto gets a hold of the X-Men because Charles Xavier is presumed dead. In his will, he gives the X-Men over to Magneto. Magneto's trying to show the X-Men he's turned over a new leaf and wants to honor Professor Xavier's wishes. Long story short, they go to Genosha, which is a mutant habitat and a safe place for all mutants to go and thrive and live. They get attacked by Sentinels. Basically, Magneto ends up being right. We get a lot of death in this show. Gambit's the big one. His death was crushing, heartbreaking, but the way he goes out is so cool. Rogue is in shambles. Rogue is kind of annoying in the show a little bit because she's playing like a love triangle between Magneto. We come to find out she had a relationship with Magneto because he's able to physically touch her without her sapping his powers and draining him. And, well, we know Gambit and Rogue always had a thing. When Gambit dies, Rogue just goes into a dark place. She thought Magneto died possibly too. And Rogue starts like just turning almost evil in the show. Thought that storyline was really cool. The characters in general, I thought were great in the show all the way around. Every character gets a little piece of shine. It doesn't focus on one person. And I am so happy to say, Cyclops is done right in this show. They did not make Cyclops the wimpy little person he was in the X-Men live action movies where he's just jealous about Logan liking Jean. Cyclops awesome. They added so much layering to his character in this season. So well done. Easter eggs. There's Easter eggs. There's so many characters that pop up out of nowhere in the show. It's so cool. Just to name a few, we got the Hulk. We got Iron Man. We got Captain America. We see Black Panther. We see Daredevil. Most of this takes place in the series finale. The biggest one, though, is what's got me super excited. We see Peter Parker and Mary Jane in the season finale. That is right. From the Spider-Man cartoon, praying that they greenlight Spider-Man 98. The director of that show says he has more story to tell. He's been wanting to do it. Let's go ahead and get that bad boy. We see you, Peter and MJ. So cool. Series finale was amazing. The fight before the series finale between Magneto, the X-Men, Wolverine getting the upper hand on Magneto, and Magneto ripping his adamantium out of his body was insane. They basically took the comic panel from the comic where Wolverine, that does happen, and it looks exactly the same. It was so well done. Don't know what's going to go on with Wolverine's character. Are they going to go the route of him turning into Feral Wolverine? Don't know. That was a little bit of a kind of a goofy storyline from back in the day. I don't know if they'll go that route, but it's going to be amazing. There's a post-credit scene at the season finale that you all have got to watch. It's going to lead up to big hints for season 2. There's not much else I can say about the show. Everything was done so well. I was on the edge of my seat every episode. I mean, there's so many cool action sequences. The one that I really remember is Wolverine and Nightcrawler fighting the Sentinels in the mansion or the school, and Wolverine putting his claws into one of the Sentinels while Nightcrawler is transporting him. And you get to see what it looks like with Nightcrawler teleporting through Wolverine's vision. It was so cool. Just something like the attention to detail in the show was amazing. I don't normally do this, but I am giving season 1 of X-Men 97 a perfect 10 out of 10. You have got to go watch this. This is some of the best content from Marvel we have gotten in a long time. Cannot wait till season 2. Apparently they've got a lot of season 2 done already. Hoping, because I am ready to see what happens next, where the story goes. Because I'll be honest, it looks like we're getting a lot of stuff with Apocalypse, and I can't wait to see that. As always, if you like the content, be sure to leave a like, drop a subscribe, ring the bell for notifications for more when my next video comes out. Hey, be a friend, tell a friend, come on down to the Cove because the water's fine, baby. Thank you.